Thank you. President Biden said today that he will be visiting Florida on Saturday. He said that he should have a direct line to Governor DeSantis at this point based on how much they've been speaking. Should we expect the president to be meeting in person with Governor DeSantis? Will they be touring some of the hard-hit areas together?
We're just planning the visit, but I will say that every time I've been to Florida with the president, he has met, of course, with Governor DeSantis and traveled the disaster zone, whether it's from last year's hurricane or when the Surfside condominium building collapsed. Often they'll meet, have a briefing from the emergency responders. It can be in the open, as it was from the hurricane last year. It could be in a briefing room, as it was at Surfside. They are very collegial when we have the work to do together of helping Americans in need, citizens of Florida in need.
And you mentioned what the federal government is doing in response to Hurricane Idalia and the assistance that's being provided to some of these states, but NOAA has predicted above normal hurricane activity for the duration of this hurricane season. So I'm wondering what other actions are being taken proactively to prepare for that.
Well, I'll tell you that one of the things we're doing proactively is that we have submitted to Congress a supplemental request that would replenish the Disaster Relief Fund, because that fund has been depleted. We have requested $12 billion because we know that every American expects FEMA to be there if they are experiencing a disaster. And we want to be sure that we can fund that support that these communities will need, whether it's hurricanes or wildfires. We have an extremely intense wildfire situation in a number of western, southwestern states right now. And in each of those communities, the expectation is the federal government will come in support of state and local partners to help people.
All right, last question, Selena. What are the biggest concerns on the ground at the moment? And is there any more clarity on just how long that road to recovery will be for those hardest hit areas?
So we're just getting the initial assessments. The president heard from Deanne Criswell when she briefed him on the telephone before we went to FEMA that the greatest concern right now is flooding and the impact on people's homes and businesses of that flooding. It currently doesn't look from aerial surveillance as if there has been widespread destruction of many buildings. Some homes have been harmed, some businesses have been harmed, but principally it looks like it's about flooding in areas that are low-lying, where there was storm surge in that bend in Florida, the Big Bend in Florida. And so that will likely be the area in which we have to invest the most in recovery.
All right, Liz, thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you.